How's it going, guys? Average Joe here, and welcome to episode 6 of the Sir Alex Ferguson Challenge with Stoke City. Now, this was going to be a final run-in episode with the Burnley live com, but I decided to do a kind of a walkthrough of the final 4 games and look forward to the next season, which I am really excited about. Lots of changes, lots of new players that I want to show you. But without further ado, if you do like the episode, don't forget to smash the like button. But we will get right on to the first game, which was the Swansea game. Alright, so you can see that we actually drew 2-2 with with Swansea in the fourth game, the fourth final game. They were in 18th, we were bottom, obviously, which was a good result. But after this game, we actually ended up getting relegated. So the rest of the season was pointless. This was a game I really thought that we were going to win. We had the lead twice. Charlie Adams scoring after 15 minutes. They equalised with Jonjo Shelvey. Then we came back 3 minutes later, Mark Wilson put us 2-1 up. And then right in the 80th minute, Gomes tied it up at 2-2, and that sealed our fate. There was no way we were getting out of the relegation zone. Jonjo Shelvey with the man of the match, best player on the park by far, but that was a game that I really thought that we could have won. Going on from that game, we actually lost 4-2 to Tottenham, and we were dominated in this game. We were never in it. They took the lead, Andros Townsend, after 4 minutes. We came back to tie it 1-1. We did actually take the lead, Diouf scoring in the 45th minute, so I thought we might have edged it. But then in the second half, they just, pretty much the whole game, they just overrun us. They didn't ease up at all. Manuel Adebayor getting 2 goals, and Andros Townsend getting his second. If you look here, 36 shots, 19 on target. We only had 2 shots on target and we scored both of them. We were never in the game. Didn't deserve to get anything from it. They absolutely pounded us in that game. So going on from there, we drew 1-1 with Burnley. And this is the game that I was going to live com. I recorded it and watched it back. And there were absolutely no highlights. The 2 goals were the highlights, and that was it. There was nothing else. It was a very boring match. Peter Crouch scoring first early on, 3rd minute. And then Sam Vokes for Burnley, 53rd minute, come back and tied it. And, nothing else to say. That was that. That was a very boring game, which is why I'm doing this walkthrough and not showing you the videos. And then the final game of the season, which wasn't a bad result. We take a 0-0 tie with Liverpool, keeping a clean sheet, but obviously at this point in the game it didn't mean anything. And Raheem Sterling getting man of the match, he dominated us. They had 26 shots, 9 shots on target. I think Raheem had all 9 of their shots. Like he was everywhere, all over the park. He was picking balls up in defence, running it forward through midfield. He was getting in the box, causing us problems all afternoon. So he definitely deserved that. But again, another boring game, another 0-0 result. And that left us, as you can imagine, in last place. 5 wins, 14 draws, 19 losses, 29 points total. Considering when we took over, we were obviously in 19th place. We had 6 points. And I believe we had 2 wins. So I managed to get 3 wins. And all of those draws, which, to get from 6 points to 29 points just on all those draws, I think that was, like I said, we didn't lose that many games, we just didn't win that many either. So you're never gonna get promoted, or you're never gonna move up the table if you don't win games, regardless of whether you draw most of them. So yeah, that was the challenge. That was the Sir Alex Ferguson challenge for that season. We did get relegated. But what I am decided that I'm going to do is I'm going to crack on with life in the Championship. We're going to get promoted. We're going to get back in the Premier League. and we're still going to win the a domestic cup within 4 years, which is part of the rules. So that it doesn't say anything about you're not allowed to get relegated. So what did we do in the off season? So a lot of, as I said in the last episode, a lot of players wanted to leave, and a lot of them have gone. So Arnautovic went out. He went to Villa. He went for $7.75 million. Part of that, most of these deals were 2 or 3 million up front, and then so many million over 24, 48 months, plus a lot of bonuses. Jonathan Walters, he wasn't actually a player that wanted to leave, but he's getting on in age, so he went to Leeds for 195,000. Villa then came knocking again and took another player. They took Steven Nzonzi for 5 million. So he was one of the players that wanted to leave. So we got 13.25 million, or almost 14 million. Almost 13 million from Aston Villa. A load of free transfers. The next player to go out was Pavel Kaderovic for 10.5 million from Juventus. So that's not a bad profit from him. Ryan Shawcross also went out. He went for 6 million to Norwich. And Begovic just recently went to... I didn't get as much as I wanted to for him, only 3.9 million, when I think he's worth about 9 million right now. 9.25 million. So not too happy that I couldn't, but nobody... I did raise his price, but nobody wanted to come in for him. He was saying that he wanted to leave, so I did bring in another goalkeeper, which we'll have a look at in a minute. But if you got an unhappy player that wants to play in the Premier League, there's not much you can do to keep hold of them. So total total transfer budget in 33.5 million, and we were allowed to keep the majority of that to spend, and I did. First person I brought in, he's one for the future. He might do a job. I might need to look at getting somewhere else. Is Lucas Skorupski, sorry. A Polish goalkeeper. He came in from from Roma. 675,000. He was their backup at the time. He's now worth 2.6 million. He's not bad overall. He's not outstanding anywhere. His strength is pretty good. He's just coming back from injury, so he's not training well right now. But he's not bad. He's just average all over. So he's going to do a job for us. He might be the backup goalie at the moment. He's number one, just because I don't have anybody else. Second person to bring in was Anas Sharbini from Rijeka. A Croatian, I believe that is. Yeah, Croatian. Left winger. Kind of replacing Jonathan Walters, and who else did I have out there? The guy that was on loan from Chelsea. I forget his name, but he obviously didn't want to come back on loan. So, he's the best left winger we've got. He's got good dribbling. He's got good technique. He's got good agility and speed. He's also again coming back from injury, so he's not training well at the moment. But I feel that he's going to do a good job for us out on the left wing. This guy, Matthias Ostrozalik. Yeah, you decide. We'll just call him Matthias. He was actually offered to me through an agent. So I wasn't actually scouting him at the time, but I seen him. I scouted him, and he looked really good. We scouted him for a couple games. Or a couple of weeks, sorry. And he's got good determination. He's quite aggressive, which I kind of want on the left-hand side there. I find that we were always getting players that were cutting in from the outside. His physicals are outstanding. Good stamina, good fitness, good acceleration, because I really want him to be running down the left-hand side there. And he's good at throwing as well. So, the long ball throw-in can also work for us there. So I'm excited about him. And another one from this guy. He's he's kind of a Peter Crouch replacement. So Peter Crouch is on his way out. I think he's got one more season. His contract runs out at the end of this year. Probably not going to renew it. But he's 6'2". He's not as tall as Peter Crouch, but he's 17 for heading, 18 for bravery. What has he got? 15 for jumping reach, good strength, 18 for strength. He's a monster. 16 for finishing. He's got good work rate, good determination. He's brave in the box. That's what I want. I want my striker to get in there and not be afraid to jump up and stick his head on the ball and get it in the back of the net. Again, he's coming back from injury, or he's still currently injured. He's out for another 4 to 7 days. So in the preseason, we had quite a few injuries, which I tend to find is a trend with FM. After you make your new signings, they do tend to get injured quite quickly. Mitchell Weiser, coming in on the right hand side because I didn't have any right wingers. He's average again. He's got good speed. He is only 21, so I think he's going to be one for the future. He has a 5-star or a 4-star with 1 black star potential. Excuse me. So I definitely think that we can bring him through and get him working. He's the leading player for most championship sides, so that's where we are right now. Hopefully by the end of the season we can get some of his technicals up and get him working that ball down the right hand side. And then kind of brought this guy in for his experience, Micah Richards. We all know Micah Richards. You know, he's got experience. He was on loan when he was Fiorentina. We signed him on a free. I figured, we needed some experience at the back with Kaderovic leaving. Phil Bardsley, he's moving on as well. I think he's in his last year of his contract. We're not going to be renewing that. Again, he's solid physicals here. Fairly good mentals as well, and good marking and tackling. He's not going to be employed as a wing back, obviously, although he does have 16 for acceleration, but his crossing and dribbling aren't as great. But we're going to be changing that this year. We might not be employing the wing backs as much, or we're having 2 formations where we use one with the wing backs and then one was a flat back 4. So he's going to be doing the job there. Probably he'll be playing most of the time in the right back position. And then this guy again. I think this guy was offered to me by an agent, and scouted him, and he's going to be incredible. I think in the middle of the park, his long shots are really good. He's excellent at free kicks, awesome at passing. He's got great technique. He's determined. He's got great vision as well. So we'll be playing him in the middle with the advanced playmaker, and he's also good at taking corners. He's a good player for most Premier Division sides, so hopefully he's going to be pushing forward on the assists front. That's what I'm hoping that he's going to be using. We're going to be getting a lot of assists out of him this year. And as you can see over here in the suitability, he's not actually the best centre mid that we've got. This guy, we brought him from Malmo for £1 million, Oscar Lewicki. He's now worth 4.1. Again, he's a younger player, 23 years of age. Nothing outstanding about him, but I think he's definitely got good potential. He's a good all-round player. More of a defensive midfielder, but can play in that central midfielder role. If we do decide to go with another technique that I was using at the beginning of this save, with 2 halfbacks, or more like 1 halfback and 1 regista, this is where he's going to be fitting in. Or if we do just play with the 1 halfback or defensive midfielder, that's going to be him. He's going to be there day in, day out. So he is going to be good. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. And then we decided to splash the cash, £10 million. I needed to get a strong centre back in, and there was nobody really available that had the experience. He's not got the experience. He's only 22, but he's an ex-Man United player, Michael Keane. We got him in for 10 million. He's now worth 9 million, but like I say, he's only 22, and he is our leading defender at the moment. We actually got him from Burnley, so the team that we finished second bottom just above us in the Premier League. They bought him for 3 million. We sold him the next season for 10 million to us. But I think he's going to be pretty solid at the back. Good determination, good strength, which is what you want. Good tackling, good marking, positioning, teamwork. It's all good there. He's going to be one for the future for sure. Jordan Clark. He's just I just brought him in for squad depth basically. Another right back. We don't have any other right backs apart from Micah Richards that can really do a good job there. The other guys that we've got there, they're not suitable. They're not adept at playing in that position. He is a right back, so brought him in on a punt for 20. He's age 23. Brought him in fairly cheap. He's just going to be for squad depth. And we got the other big signing that we made. I think it was Kaderovic that said that he would stay if we showed in the transfer window that we were making big key signings. But as it turned out, that Juventus came in with that big 10.5 million for him, so he ended up leaving anyway. But Assombalonga, now, he was, I wouldn't say he's not the greatest striker by any standard. The reason why he stuck in my mind and he was available was that I have seen other videos, mainly Golden FM, Paul Holden, in his Nurturing Forest save, had Assombalonga, and he was just outstanding with Will Keane, and that was totally by coincidence that I signed his brother as a defender, and not Will Keane the striker, but the other Keane from Manchester United. But Assombalonga, I know, did wonders for Golden FM there in his Nurturing Forest save, so I decided to bring him in. I have a feeling that he's going to be one for the future as well. He's 22, £9 million for him. I have a feeling that he can bang in the goals. I'm probably going to be playing the 3 false 9s again, or maybe just a standard like 4-4-2, 4-4-2 diamond, somewhere around that. But he's definitely going to be in and around the first team for sure. And hopefully he can show us what he has done in other saves for other people. And then this guy was available on a free. Again, this is just a left winger, a bit of squad depth. He's not doing too bad in pre-season. We had him in on trial. It impressed me, so just for squad depth, for nothing, he was worth taking a punt on there as a bit of a backup. So that is the ins and outs. We're just about ready to play the first game, which I will bring you in the next episode. This is the squad right now. That's probably how it's going to start. If we go to the tactics here, this was what I was just playing in my last game, but we'll probably either go into 4-4-2 or the 4-3-3 with Assombalonga, Michael Keane, and probably Bojan up front, or who else was it? Probably Diouf. Diouf was the other guy. Oh, yes, or Lasogga, the other target man. Either Lasogga or Diouf. Diouf was one of the guys that wanted to leave. He still wants to leave. He's not unhappy at the moment, but he was one of the ones that said he wants to play at a higher level. Nobody's come in for him yet. There are 2 teams that are interested in him, Crystal Palace and Norwich. I'm asking 10 million, so we'll see what happens there. I'm sure by the time the transfer window comes or closes, he's going to be unhappy that he wasn't sold. But if we can keep a hold of Diouf, then that gives us quite a strong strike force. If we go back to the squad and look at the ability right now, Micah Richards is the top ability. Oscar Lewicki, defensive midfielder. Matthias Ostrozalik. Yeah, that's what we'll go with. The left back, Mark Municia. He was at the squad when I got here. He's still here. He's still good. He's definitely got good potential. Diouf, Keane, and Benet, and Robert Huth. We got back on loan. He wanted to leave. I think I said to him that we were going to strengthen the team. Let's see what his situation is. seriously thinking about, would prefer not to play for Germany. Wants to move to a bigger club. Yeah, so he wants to leave. I convinced him that maybe it was Hoof that said he wanted to leave, but would wait for the to see what players that we brought in. But we're going to try and keep a hold of him. As far as potential goes, Mitchell Weiser, almost 5-star potential. Jack Butland, the backup keeper at the moment. So we're going to be playing him 50-50 at the moment with Lucas Skorupski. Just because I'm not sure he's going to be a full-time starter, but I kind of want to bring Jack Butland through. I want to get him more first-team experience. I don't really want to send him out on loan. Fede, he is our 18-year-old defensive mid. Lots of potential to become a leading Premier Division midfielder, so I can see he's going to get a few games this season. I don't really want to send him out on loan either. In our midfielder role, Steve Sidwell, Jeff Cameron, Charlie Adam, Glenn Whelan, they're all in the 30s, 31, 32, so this is going to be a lot of their last seasons. So I want to really start bringing through those younger guys. Lasoga, he's got massive potential as well. He's only 23. So I've definitely brought down the age in this team. And Michael Keane, he's 22 as well. And Mika Richards has got good potential, but I think he's at his potential right now. Although he's only 27, we'll see what happens with him. So I'm really excited about the additions I've made to this team now. We were actually, if we go to the Premier League, how do we get to see it? Why can I not see the expectations of the season preview of the Premier League or the Championship? Here we go. So season preview. Excuse me. We're expected to finish second, 3-1 favourites. The board want us to win the league. As long as we get promoted, I'll be happy. Although we still do have the promise. The board expects us to win to get 15. I forget what it is now. I don't know if I can find out what the expectation of the club is. I think we got to get 12 points out of the first 5 games, or somewhere around that. They're satisfied. They're happy with Michael Keane, so things are looking good there. Let's just go back to season expectation. Yeah, 3-1. So we're expected to finish second. Who else came down with us? West Brom and Burnley. So we're expected to finish above Burnley. Let's look forward to this season. Hopefully you guys get behind it. We can get right back up into the Premier League and get back on course to winning our first domestic cup. Hopefully we can do it. Maybe if we can do it this season, it'll be a bit of ease the pressure on next season. But that will be our third season then once we get promoted. So it'll either be next season in the Premier League or the year after that. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. If you did like the episode, please smash the like button. Next episode will be first game of the season, and that is against Sheffield Wednesday. And so I'll come back for that one. If you do want to see more videos, please subscribe, and if you want to follow me on Twitter @AverageJoeFM. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.